It's revival of wisdom. I facilitate human enlightenment through occult and esoteric teachings. I hope this video expands your mind into a new field of thought. In this video, we're going to be discovering the true esoteric meaning of the 7 planetary energies. So let's jump straight into this. In order to fully understand this, you must understand the esoteric teaching of as above, so below, and as within, so without. Our inner world is mirrored into our external material reality. We have a physical voice, which you are hearing right now, and I also have an inner voice, which no one else can hear. The inner world is invisible, and the external world is visible. In other words, the inner world is the spiritual world, and the outer world is the material world. The inner world of ourselves reflects and projects our outer world, which means everything in our external reality is a somewhat reflection of our internal self. You are made in the image and likeness of God. You yourself are the universe experiencing itself in a 3-dimensional physical form. The Newtonian science has programmed you to believe that you are a physical being inside of a physical universe. They did this to limit your mind to only believing there is a physical universe and that you are separate from the universe or God. But you yourself are the divine essence of the universe, experiencing itself in a physical plane, which means everything you see is inside of you, including the stars, the planets, and the elements. As above, so below. As within, so without. An example of this is the 4 physical elements: fire, earth, water, and air. In the external world, these are physical elements. In our internal world, they represent the 4 bodies of consciousness. We have 4 different bodies. We have a material body, we have a spiritual body, an emotional body, and a mental body. The mind is not made out of the same substance as the body. The emotions is not made out of the same substance of the mind and the body. These bodies exist in 4 different dimensions, 4 layers of consciousness. With that being said, the 4 physical elements are inside of us. The earth is our material physical body. Fire represents our spiritual astral light body. Water represents our transformative and emotional body. Air represents the mental body, the communicative and thinking body. This is the teaching as above, so below. If that resonates with you and you can comprehend it, please leave a like and a subscribe to this channel to see more content. And feel free to leave a comment on any video suggestions. Okay, so now we've gone over the 4 physical elements and how they correspond with your inner world of consciousness. This is going to make it easier for you to understand what the planets actually are. The planets are a bit more in-depth and more detailed aspects of our consciousness. The 4 physical elements are generic, but the 7 planets go deeper. They are deeper aspects of ourselves. On a macrocosmic scale, the 7 planets rule the material realm. Every object, every animal, every plant, every stone, everything we see in this plane is governed and created under one of the 7 planets. I don't really like calling them planets. They are energies. They are spiritual forces that drive things into existence. An example of this is if we look at a tree. The roots of the tree are governed by Saturn. The stem of the tree is governed by the sun. The leaves of the tree are governed by the moon. Any offspring or fruit of the tree is governed by Jupiter. Any defense mechanisms of the tree is governed by Mars. The communication and networking of the tree is governed by Mercury. The smell and the look of the tree is governed by Venus. Everything we see in this material plane is governed by one of these specific energies. Everything material has a spiritual force that brings it into physical existence. This is the reason why we have 7 days of creation in the Bible. The 7 days of the week, all governed by the planetary energies. Monday is moon day for the moon. Mars governs Tuesday. Mercury is Wednesday. Jupiter is Thursday. Venus is Friday. Saturn is Saturday. And Sunday is for the sun. This is the reason why there are so many sevens in this physical plane. 7 days of the week, the 7 colors, the 7 chakras, the 7 diatonic musical notes, the 7 lamps on the Jewish candlestick, the G inside of the Masonic square and compass. G is the 7th letter. Now let's go a little bit deeper into every planetary energy. Saturn in the external material plane governs the foundational and enduring aspects of existence, such as roots of plants, the bones of our body, and even the insects that dwell beneath the ground. Saturn represents the dull, hard, and unyielding forces of life, symbolizing structure, limitation, and conditioning. Under Saturn's influence, things become rigid, bound by restrictions and boundaries. This is the reason why Saturn is known as Father Time, because Saturn rules anything that is a restriction and a limitation, which is time. The whole of this material plane is governed by time. You will be born and you will die. This explains why there is so much Saturn symbology in this material plane. Saturn is one of the most important planetary energies. You are a spiritual being in a physical body. Your light, your consciousness is bound to the physical body until you learn how to escape the physical body. The body is a limitation for our infinite minds and spiritual bodies. Our infinite mind is stuck in this material body, governed by Saturn's limitation of time, matter, and space. Now let's dive into what Saturn means to our consciousness within our internal world. We've gone over what Saturn means in the external world. What does it mean to our consciousness? Internally, Saturn embodies the conditioning within our consciousness. When the Saturnian aspect of our consciousness dominates, we become overly rigid, fixated, and restricted in our thinking and actions. For example, Saturn's influence is strongly felt in today's world, where many people's minds are confined to societal norms and conditioned responses. Saturn is the aspect of our consciousness, our minds, such as limiting belief systems and limiting thoughts and emotions. This is the negative thought that you can't get rid of, that's holding you back. This is a Saturn aspect of our consciousness. However, this is not a negative thing. The Saturnian aspect of our consciousness is a great teacher, guiding us through difficult life lessons that ultimately lead us to growth and expansion. Saturn's energy allows us to experience and overcome fears and limitations so our minds can expand into new fields of thought, into new life. Although Saturn's energy is harsh and often challenging, it helps us develop resilience, discipline, and wisdom. However, in the modern day, this Saturnian energy has overpowered the minds of the masses, fostering excessive rigidity and limitation. This is why we see so much Saturn symbolism. It's literally everywhere because our minds are being dominated by the Saturnian limiting aspect of our consciousness. Now, let's move on to the moon. The moon, or lunar energy, in the external material macrocosm plane governs the elements of water, influencing the natural cycles such as the ocean tides, which rise and fall in harmony with the moon's phases. Beyond water, the moon also guides instinctual behaviors such as animal migrations. Birds, insects, and other creatures rely on the moon's subtle energies to navigate their journeys. For example, dung beetles use polarization patterns in the moonlight to orient themselves and travel safely home. The moon creates the months. M-O-N is moon. There are 28-day cycles, and this 28-day cycle of the moon is reflected in the woman's body, known as the menstrual cycle. The moon is a feminine energy, governing the feminine elements such as water and the feminine cycles of the body. The moon is the womb. This is why eggs have the same color as the moon, because eggs are ruled by the moon's energy. Now that's the external world. The internal world, the moon symbolizes the emotion aspect of our consciousness. It represents the subconscious mind, the seat of intuition and psychic abilities. Just like in the external world, things are born out of the moon, such as eggs and the womb. The subconscious mind acts as a womb for our conscious mind. Our deep subconscious emotions and programs are born into light into the conscious mind and controls the conscious mind. The moon represents our hidden psyche, our shadow self. Now let's go on to the sun. The sun represents the life force. In the material external world, the sun is ruling over pretty much all life. The sun gives life to all things. Without the sun, animals could not exist, the human body could not work, and plants would not grow. The sun is the life force. It's the soul of the world. Now, in our internal world of consciousness, the sun represents our passion, our drive, our conscious mind. The aspect of our internal world that wants to drive things and give life to physical manifestation. Now we go on to Mars energy. Mars is well known for being the god of war. Mars energy manifests into the material plane through anything that seeks to protect or defend itself. For example, the holly tree. The holly tree leaves are very sharp and they defend itself. Anything that is protective in the material world has Mars energy and is governed by this specific aspect of consciousness. For example, any predators or animals such as hedgehogs with spines on their backs for protection. Mars represents all things that is driven by conflict, aggression and defense. Now internally, inside of our inner world, Mars symbolizes the aspect of our consciousness that is focused on self-preservation and protection. Mars governs our ego, the instinctual urges of anger or maintaining reputation. Mars is not evil, it's necessary. Sometimes it's necessary for us to protect ourselves. Mars is the aspect of our consciousness that is anger, rage, the desire to fight or conquer. When this energy is activated within our consciousness, we become defensive, assertive, and even combative, ready to dominate others and destroy obstacles in our way. Now let's move on to Venus energy. Venus in the external material world manifests its energy through the aesthetics of creation. This planet governs the beauty and harmony found in nature, including the nurturing environment of a mother's womb where life begins. Venus embodies the essential love, not only in romantic relationships, but also in the bonds between family members and all living beings. Venus represents relationships. We have relationships between plants, animals, they all depend on each other to give life. Plants provide food and medicine, while living creatures contribute to their own growth and pollination. Internally, Venus represents the aspect of our consciousness that yearns for relationships and connections with others. This is an aspect of our consciousness that encourages to care for our physical appearance and embracing beauty. Aesthetics play a role in our interactions and self-expression. This is why there is a beauty brand called Venus. Now let's move to Jupiter energy. Jupiter in the material plane manifests its energy as forces of fortune, abundance, and wealth. This energy manifests itself as plants, as fruits that we can consume and eat in abundance. Anything that is nourishing and cultivated by the earth for humanity and animals. Jupiter embodies the giving energy that provides for and sustains life, fostering growth and ensuring that resources are available to all. Its influence is seen in the natural cycles of abundance, where fruits must grow and ripen before they are enjoyed, symbolizing the importance of effort and patience. Internally, in our spiritual world, Jupiter represents the aspects of our consciousness that yearns for abundance and seeks growth in various aspects of our lives, including wealth, knowledge, and personal development of the mind, spirit, and the soul. This is the aspect of our consciousness that wants to gain wealth, that wants to gain expansion and abundance in our lives. However, when Jupiter's energy dominates our consciousness excessively, it can lead to feelings of stinginess and greed. It represents material possession. The last planet is Mercury. Mercury in the external world governs the vital elements such as seeds, air, communication, education, and electricity. Known as the messenger of the gods, Mercury rules over intellect, communication, and the transmission of knowledge. Mercury's states of consciousness manifests itself in the material plane as the network between trees and plants. how they all communicate together. It represents the intelligence behind all physical things. It's the intelligence behind the seed that allows it to grow into a plant. Mercury's creative energy is manifested in the nervous system of the human body and all living animals. The intricate messenger that transmits signals from the body to the brain and then to the mind. This intelligence within us allows us to facilitate thought and movement. Internally, in our spiritual aspects of consciousness, Mercury is the state of consciousness that seeks knowledge, understanding, and intellectual growth and expansion. This part of us is curious, eager to learn, and driven to communicate ideas and information. It represents our mental body. The Roman god Mercury is often depicting flying because this symbolizes the air. Air represents our mental body. When the Mercury aspect of our consciousness dominates, we become highly intellectual, constantly seeking information, analyzing situation, and communicating our ideas. While this can enhance our understanding and ability to interact with the world, an excess of Mercury's influence can lead to overthinking, excessive analysis, and focus on intellect over emotions or intuition. Okay, so they are the 7 planetary energies in the external world and your internal world of consciousness. These energies are manifested in the Roman mythology as human beings. They are depicted as human beings, but this is nothing but symbolism. These gods never existed physically. They represent aspects of our consciousness and spiritual forces that govern the material plane. Every material object, every intelligence, every piece of life in this universe is governed and brought into existence by one of these spiritual forces. Now, I hope this video has expanded your mind into a new realm of thought. Make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more occult and esoteric information. You can read more about this topic and many more occult and esoteric teachings inside of my books, the Book of Wisdom Volume 1 and the Book of Wisdom Volume 2. I honestly advise that not everyone reads these books. These are books which will completely transform your view on reality. You will feel a lot better reading these books because you will find a connection with yourself and the universe. Understanding truth and knowing thyself gives you a sense of well-being. Like I said, this is not just a book. This is a beginning of your journey of expansion and growth. Reading them can be life-changing. Inside my university, I host live calls where you can ask me questions, and you can watch all the pre-recorded live calls. You also gain the ability to manifest your own reality through the Manifestation Mastery course. There is also a library with all of the PDFs that I've read in the past of occultism, symbolism, and esotericism that you can gain access to. There is a whole lecture section where you can watch all of my occult lectures. This is a place of transformation. The price of the university will be going up very soon. If you join now, you will gain a free sexual alchemy course which will teach you how to transmute sexual energy into creativity. I'll leave all the links in the description for the university and also my website where you can get my books. I hope you enjoyed this video. Take care. As above, so below. This is one of the most crucial teachings within esotericism, occultism, or what we like to call it today, spirituality. I don't like calling it spirituality because it's not spirituality. I teach human consciousness. I teach the science of you and your consciousness alone and your being. And in order to fully understand you and this world around you, you must understand this #1 principle of as above, so below. There is many misconceptions of this, and there is many simple teachings of this, but I'm going to break it down today from the most simplest to the most complex, and you will see the connections between all things. This is the most important lesson you could ever learn, and I'm going to teach it you today. So what you must understand is with the term as above, so below, it applies with everything you see in this world and about yourself. We have something called the macro, which means the bigger scale. On the bigger scale, we have the whole earth. If we look down from the sky on top of rivers, this is what we see. We see this tree pattern. Then on a smaller scale, we see trees. have the same pattern. Then we look even closer. We're going smaller and smaller into the leaves of the tree. We see the same pattern. Then we go even more micro into the human brain and look at the human brain cells, and we see the same pattern. This is proof this is a fractal universe, and everything is in the micro is reflected in the macro. As above, so below. As within, so without. On the macro is a reflection of the micro. So now that you understand this, we can go a bit further. A yearly cycle of spring, summer, fall, winter is a macro. A micro is a daily cycle. So a day is a mini year. The summer is the midday. Autumn is the evening. Night is the winter. And spring is the morning. This is a macro, a reflection. We have a miniature cycle of the zodiac every single day. And this cycle is also reflecting the cycle of life and death. We live, we are born, which is the spring. We live, which is the summer. We then age, which is the autumn. And then we die, which is the winter. And then we are reborn again. This is the cycle of life and death. And you do this every single day. You see, death is a macrocosm of sleep. This is why we say sleep is the cousin of death. Because you die every single night. You do this process of life and death every single day. As above, so below. What's in the micro is in the macro. So when you go to sleep, you are essentially dying. And then in the morning when you wake up, you are then born again. This is a fractal cycle that we live in. Everything in this whole world is fractal. Everything applies to as above, so below. We have the sun, we have the moon, we have the day, we have the night. We have the life, we have the death. We have the conscious, we have sleep. As above, so below. We have the conscious mind, because now we're diving into as within, so without. As above, so below more refers to the external world. As within, so without is referring to your inner world and the outer world. What you must understand is about yourself. You exist in two realms. You're an individual. The dual nature of you. You exist in two realms at once. You have an inner world of your thought, emotion. This is the inner world that no one else can see but yourself. And you have an outer world with a physical body which everyone can see. So you exist in two worlds. You have the inner voice, you have the outer physical voice, which I'm speaking to you with now. But I also have an inner voice, which no one can hear, only but me. So you exist in the light and you exist in the darkness. The sun represents your external self, your physical, conscious mind. The moon represents your shadow self, the inner self, the psyche self, the spirit self. There is an as above, so below. The sun is within you. The moon is within you. Everything is within you. Now that you understand as above, so below, what is your body? Your body is a miniature earth. Let me repeat, your body is an earth. Your body is the earth. Okay? Because like I say many times in all of my videos, you are not in the world. The world is you. You are the universe. Your brain is a computer creating this reality. What you see with your eyes is produced in the back of the brain called the visual cortex. You don't look into the world, the brain produces the world. The body produces the world. When you touch something, you're not actually touching something. This is the electrical nervous system. When you touch something, what you feel is actually electrical signals on your nervous system reporting back to your brain. Therefore, when this body dies, you leave the earth, because this body is the earth. Okay? As above, so below. You have the mental plane, the astral plane, the etheric plane, and the physical plane. This is essential for understanding reality and the teaching of as above, so below. Everything in this material plane began in the thinking mind. For example, the microphone I'm speaking into, the phone you're watching this video off, or the laptop or iPad. Where did this begin? It didn't begin in the factory. The first ever place this item begun was in the mind of an individual. The invisible realms of mind is where all physical things and physical items begun. Essentially, this physical plane is the effect of the thinking mind. This world is the world of effect. It's the world of outcomes. When you see something, it is already manifest. It is already being manifested. It is an effect. And in the effect of the cause, which is the thinking mind. Therefore, the mind creates thoughts, which is the mental plane. Then after thoughts creates imagination, which is the astral plane. These two are spiritual. They are non-physical. So spirit kind of means non-physical. Then you have the physical planes, the etheric and the physical plane. As above, so below. What happens in the mind is manifest on the physical plane. Like I said, the phone that you are holding, it was a thought, and then it brought down into a physical reality. As above, so below. You change the mind, you change your reality. Your environment, the word environment has ment in it, because your environment is mental. So now that you understand this, so what is the world around you? The world around you was created by the mind of God. It was manifested through God's thought. So you are living in the mind of God. You are a thought in the mind of God. God thought you into existence. But like I said, we are all fractals. Everything is fractal. If God exists, this means that you are God. As above, so below. God created you through the thinking mind, and he gave you a thinking mind. So God created the macrocosm. God created the macro, the whole world. He designed the whole world, the sun, the stars, the moving. He designed this. But then he gave you the thinking mind to design your own life and create your own life in his world. You are a microcosm of God's macrocosm. Just like God thought you into existence and the whole world into existence, you are a microcosm thinking your world, your reality into existence. You see this now? Everything is a reflection, everything is a mirror, everything is fractal. So in order for you to change your reality, you must change these higher planes. Your thought and imagination are the two key aspects of creating physical reality. Every object you see around you was begun in these higher planes of the non-physical, and they were brought out of spirit into physical matter through the thinking mind and physical action. So now we're going to get a bit deeper. The brain is not the mind. Now that you understand, we have spirit and matter. As above, so below. You have a non-physical side of reality and a physical side of reality. The mind is the spiritual brain. The brain is a physical manifestation, a physical effect of the mind. The mind uses the brain to operate in the physical world. And it's the same with the heart. The soul manifests itself physically through the heart. The heart is a physical manifestation of the soul, of the emotion, thought and emotion, the mind and the soul, the brain and the heart, heaven and earth. So you have the inner world and the outer world, the spiritual, non-physical, and the physical. So we are all on this process of awakening, an expansion of our minds into new fields of thought, into new fields of awakening ourselves. Because essentially we are born into this world, but you are born many, many times. You can be born physically and you can be born spiritually. Like I said, everything is fractal. So just like when the baby finds out that there is a world outside of its mother, what does the baby do? The baby seeks a way out of its mother, and then the baby is now born into a new world, a world outside of its mother's womb. It's the same with you and your spiritual process. As your mind becomes aware that there are other realities beyond your physical body, it then seeks a way out. And this is why you are probably watching my YouTube, because you are now on the path. Something within you has guided you to this path of knowledge, truth, enlightenment, and expanding your consciousness. And it is your soul who brought you here. Your soul speaks through emotion, like guidance. Emotion is the language of the soul. When you feel very bad, this is your soul telling you you're not in the right place. You're doing the wrong things. Because the soul is always unfolding its purpose, which is expansion and learning. That is it. The mastery of the self and the learning of the mind is the only thing that counts in the end after this life. So you are on a journey of expansion, of learning, creating, and spiritual rebirth. As above, so below. What does this body tell you? When I see someone overweight, I don't see the overweight. I don't see the body. I see the mind. I see an undisciplined mind. I see a mind that lacks self-control. I see a mind that seeks external validation. That's what I see when I see an overweight person. I don't see his body. I see the result of his mind. Because what does the Bible tell you? You shall know them by their fruits. It's the same saying as above, so below. You shall know them by their fruit. The fruit is their manifestation. Your body is a direct correlation and manifestation of your mind. Your inner world projects your outer world. As within, so without. As above, so below. Now, what do you see when you see this man's body? I see discipline. I see strength. Mental strength, not physical strength. I see mental resilience of pain. Because all of this man's mental energy has been manifested physically within his muscle. This body is a direct manifestation of this man's mind's pain and suffering, and it shows discipline. This is why people instantly respect you if you are in shape. You walk into a room and you are in shape, people will instantly give you respect because they know that you are mentally disciplined. The body is a reflection of your inner world, and it's the same with your friends, your family, your connections with people. If you think about yourself very negatively all the time, and you don't have a good connection with yourself, you don't have a connection with your true self, this will manifest into every single relationship you have in your life. If you don't have a good relationship with your inner self, you don't have a good relationship with the people and the friends around you. Because as within, so without. If you think negative about yourself, you will only pick up the negative in other people. If I think very highly of myself and I think very happy and good things about myself, I will then see the good things in other people. Because it's as above, so below. As the inner world is, so is the outer world. It's the same with your life circumstances. Your life is a direct correlation of every thought you thought in the past. If you possess millions of pounds, millions of dollars. This is because you have thought this into physical reality. You live the life you are deserved. You live the life that you manifest through your thought. If you live a very poor life, this is a reflection of your mind. This is a reflection of what you have thought into physical existence. Because like I said, everything begins in the mind. As above, so below. And this is even present within the body. So where is the head? The head is at the very top of the body. And where does all manifestation begin? In the mind. That's where the mind is, in the head. And then the thoughts we think travel down the body into the heart, which is the emotion. Every thought we think is in the emotion. Every thought we think creates an emotion. This emotion then drives the action. Where does the action come from? The feet, because the feet move our body. We move with our feet to take action. Our hands. You see, so the body is even a reflection. I can't even say it. Reflection of the order of manifestation. This blew my mind when I figured this out. You see, the head, the thoughts begin here. This is the beginning of all manifestation. Then it comes down to the heart. This is the emotion. Then you take the action. The thought and emotion then sparks the action, which is taken with the hands and the feet. And where's the lowest point on the body? The feet, and that's touching the physical earth. So the head is where the thought is, the non-physical, and the lowest point on the body, which is touching the physical earth. So the head represents spirit, the feet represent matter, spirit and matter. Your room, if I walk into your room and I see a messy room, I don't see the room, I see a messy mind. The room is a reflection of the mind. If you have a messy room, this is your mind. It's an externalization of your unsorted mind, undisciplined mind. So like I said, we are all God, and we must find the God self within us. And I teach all of this inside the Book of Wisdom, Volume 2. This is not just a book, this is a revolution. This is the beginning of a new age with this book. If you have read it, I congratulate you. You should feel very proud of yourself if you have an open mind. You should feel proud of yourself for watching these videos, because not many people have an open mind. Remember this, people. You are special if you're watching these videos. You have the mind. You have the ability to see through the illusion. And I take my hat off to you. You want to take this to the next step? Read the book. Or if you want to take it to the serious levels, join the university. The university, you gain access to every piece of my material that I've ever done, all of my books, all of my lectures that are hidden from YouTube, that are hidden from everywhere else, the lectures that give you real power. And if you feel alone on this journey, we have a conscious community where you can connect with like-minded individuals, because I've been there. I've been there when you feel lonely, because you feel like no one else is thinking the way you are feeling. You can't talk to people about these things because people just think you're crazy. That's why I put together this, so we can connect, so we can unite, so you can connect with people, so you don't feel crazy about thinking about this stuff, learning about this stuff. And if you truly want to level up your life, people, and take your studies serious, this is for you. We do live calls, we do lectures. There's a whole library filled with books you can read. It's the perfect place for the truth seeker. I thank you all for joining. Please leave a like, a comment, a subscribe. Let me know any future videos you want me to make in the comments. Thank you all. Have an amazing day.
Welcome to Revival of Wisdom.
Today, we're going to be talking about portals, portal symbolism, what portals are, okay? and how they show them to us, because they have to tell you the truth, guys. This is the thing with the universal law. They have to tell you the truth, and they tell you through symbols, they tell you through movies, different things like that. But let's jump straight into this. So first I want to talk about the Freemasonry symbols. Okay, so first we got, obviously this is some Freemasonry art, but notice how you've got the ladder with a key. Okay, so this is ladder symbolism with a key. So maybe this is talking about ascending. Okay, because look, because this is ascending into the heavens, because it's a ladder with humans going up it with a key. In order to ascend, you must have the key. Okay, so what else do we have with a key? Well, the Netflix show Lock and Key, which is all about portals and keys. Because what do keys do? They open doors, gateways. Okay, so what's interesting about this is that they've got this key here, which represents the Kundalini energy rising up the spine. Okay, but we'll come back to this. But it's that same portal key symbolism. We've also got the Vatican. The Vatican is in the shape of a key. Okay, so you can see the start of it here and the end. So this is key symbolisms. Keys open doors. And notice how it's got the 8-pointed star. Okay, what is the 8-pointed star? Okay, we'll come back to this. This all ties in, guys. I'll break it all down for you. But then you've also got the god Janus. Janus, okay, is known as the god of the doorways. He's an ancient god of Rome, and they worshipped him. However, he's not a god, he's more like a high-level ranked demon. Because he is the god of the doorways. And notice how he's got two faces. Because doorways always have two sides. You're going into somewhere, there's always two sides of a door. And he's always depicted with two sides of a face and a key, because he holds the key to the doorways, to the portals, to other worlds and realms. Okay, as you can see, he's always got two faces and a key. Okay, so now we have the Sumerians, the Anunnaki, and they are always depicted with the two faces. Why do they have the two faces? Because they're symbolizing doorways, and the Anunnaki come to Earth through doorways and portals. So these are what these gods are symbolizing in their artwork. But they always have the 8-pointed star. Okay, what is the 8-pointed star? You see how they always have, look, let me try to find another one. It's the 8-pointed star. This 8-pointed star is Polaris. Okay, Polaris, just like the Vatican has the 8-pointed star with a key. Polaris is the center star. Polaris is a fixed star, it doesn't move. Okay, so the Anunnaki symbol is also the 8-pointed star. So this is symbolizing the portals and doorways that they come through in order to get to the Earth. But Polaris is that center star which does not move. It's always symbolized with the 8-pointed star, just like a compass. Why is a compass the 8-pointed star? Because at the center of our realm is where the most electromagnetic energy is stored. As you can see, we have an aura field, an electromagnetic aura field. So does the Earth. And in the center, so like our heart, for example, is where the most energy is stored. And like the center of the Earth, this is why all compasses point to the center, because this is where the most electromagnetic energy is stored. It's at the center of our realm. Okay. So like I was saying with the lock and key series, see this here? The Kundalini energy rising up the spine, just like your Kundalini energy rising up the spine. Let me try. Oh, I can't zoom in, but you know what I'm trying to say here. Let's go back to Polaris, because at the center is where pole. Can you see the pole of electromagnetic energy? Polaris, the North Pole. It's symbolized. The truth is in the words. It's like a pole of electromagnetic energy, and this is where the aurora borealis comes from. Notice how it's got the word aura in it, because it's the Earth's aura, electromagnetic field. Just like you have an aura, also known as the Northern Lights, because it's coming out of this center hole in the center of our realm, where the black sun is. And this is where the electromagnetic energy is coming up from. And this is what the aurora borealis is, or the Northern Lights. It's just electromagnetic energy. And it's symbolized through our symbols, the original O. Okay, because it's like a hole through the middle. Polaris. So this Polaris is the sky vault. It's the portal into this realm, because this is what the Anunnaki are always talking about, always symbolizing with the 8-pointed star. And just like a compass is the 8-pointed star pointed to the center, to Polaris. Okay, see here on the Sumerian tablets with the 8-pointed star again. And how we know it's talking about portals with this 8-pointed star is because CERN 666 are opening up portals to the underworld, letting in demonic entities into this realm. How do we know it's a portal? Because their Hydra Collider has 8 points, just like the 8-pointed star. So they are creating synthetic